children of the night. What music they make. They're all gonna laugh at you.
They're coming to get you, Barbara.
What's up?
I'm not gonna hurt you. I'm just gonna bash you a bit.
It's hot time, summer in the city. All the fall guys looking fine and pretty. And I'm joined by Teddy Ghost, Zombie, and Jack Summer. Hi, guys. Hi there.
What's up?
Hi.
We are bringing 8 sweaty balls to your ear holes and eye sockets tonight as we discuss, like, what do we need? Black Summer 2? Well, we'll tell you later if we do. I will throw this spoiler out. It's fucking winter in the second season of Black Summer, but whatever, we're going to let it go.
I didn't think about that. That was an interesting choice.
Like,
how did you not think about that?
I don't know. I was like, this is a cool setting for a zombie thing, but I didn't even put that together that the name of the show was
That was
all
like
I thought of the whole time.
I thought about when I saw the trailer for it, and then as soon as it started, it was,
I was also hopped up on like Dayquil, NyQuil, and a bunch of other drugs in my system.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, that's terrible stuff. Terrible stuff. All right. Chad Senga, I'm not in the bathroom. I'm in the same kitchen, but I stole this tapestry that looks like I'm in some.
oh, that's a real
house.
background. I thought you just had one of those Zoom backgrounds.
No, this is a real background.
I thought you had like the bathroom from Candyman.
This was sitting around in a bag in my dining room, and I opened it up. I'm like, I thought it was a shower curtain all this time, but it's a
What is it?
It's a trick or treat, give me something good to eat thing.
Oh.
It looks like it's painted on a blanket. Like, if you walked into this house not knowing anybody lived here, you'd tiptoe out. You're like, oh, weird fuckers live in this place.
You should
I've
just
done
hang that
that.
on your front door.
I've done that
Should.
most of the times I visited you. I've kind of just tiptoed
That's
through.
why you haven't been back. in a year.
Everybody knows weird fuckers live in your house.
I just grab a beer and keep going.
You know what? I can take the abuse. I love it. Hit me harder.
I will in 3 weeks.
You're not gonna-
will.
You're not gonna cancel me on Twitter for saying something mean to you. Come on.
That's it. I have to go off of social media for 4 days. I'll announce it for 3 days. I'll go off for 1, and I'll be right back.
I'll be back this afternoon.
So, as always, before we jump into the show, we've got drinking rules. I've got drinking beer. I'm drinking Jam Juice by Captain Lawrence. I think Jason's drinking bull semen. There's something weird in that glass.
Dude, that's exactly what it is.
It looks
Or it's-
frothy.
Or it's an iced coffee.
Frothy.
Frothy.
That's
I know
a good
Tim
word.
never disappoints. He's probably got some hazy, juicy IPA.
Damn right I do. With that,
Ooh, what is
it's Mason Brewing.
Is that a Jersey thing?
No, it's actually Maine.
Oh, nice. It's big,
brewed in
big
Maine.
hop on there.
It's a hazy, juicy New England style IPA, dry hopped with mosaic and some word I can't pronounce. Hops. Only
Wow.
6% though.
Well, you're on NyQuil and Dayquil. Maybe that's
Yeah.
more than you should have.
No.
All right. This is the episode with Tim ODs.
it? Coming from you, that's pretty hysterical.
All right. Who wants to do the drinking words today?
I got him.
All right.
Thank you, Sheridan, for the drinking words, as always. I feel like we take him for granted sometimes.
Oh, stop it.
And
I know.
sometimes he deserves
Sappy.
everything we give him.
Yeah, I know we do. And I like taking for granted.
He does make our thumbnails every week, which is nice.
He does.
All right, Jack, your words are season, Netflix, and Ray. Hunter, yours are sun, airplane, and cold. Body on tap, yours are lodge, drop, and fire. Mine are group, writing, and time. And the bonus words are Asian, zombie, and king.
Body on Tap was the greatest shampoo ever made.
Never even heard of that.
Oh, was
I
that
don't-
the stuff with beer in it?
It was made with beer. Yeah.
I've never even heard of that.
That's
Yep.
appropriate for me.
Yeah, exactly. I think
It sounds
you
like a
should
waste of
forever-
beer.
Yeah, it does sound like a waste of beer. Can you also drink it? Does it like
But
No.
you can't drink it. That was the tagline.
That's why.
you,
That's why
you
it didn't
can
work.
or you can't?
You can't. They go, but don't drink it. That was the
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's
It's
not-
made with beer, but don't drink it.
'Cause you'll die. Enjoy soap in your
Don't
head.
drink
you dirty
soap.
bastard.
It doesn't cure COVID.
I could just see kids eating Tide Pods and washing it down with Body on Tap.
Well, you know what?
Millennials couldn't handle that shampoo.
Thinning of the herd, getting rid of the ones that wouldn't make it anyway. That's fine.
I would
I-
drink it.
That's the kind of thing. Like if a kid is like cursing, just stick it in their mouth and go, "There you go." Now chew on that Body on Tap. Don't say that word again. All right, Jack. You're the newsman. We got to get you like a scoop helmet, like a helmet, like a
Scoop-
fedora with the
Scoop
little.
Brady.
That'd be awesome.
Okay. What are the major trends in news? There's a couple of types of stories that I keep bringing to us, like
Fake
this
news.
movie's been delayed or this has been remade. Here's the other kind. The Exorcist is going to have a sequel made that ignores the Exorcist 2 and the other ones, like the
Rightly so.
2018 Halloween, and picks up however many years after the original movie.
Didn't they do a show that was essentially
did.
that?
Well, Blumhouse is now doing a movie.
Oh God.
If they get Linda Blair, I'm in. If they don't, they can fuck themselves.
Yeah.
Put it
I
out there
actually
right now.
liked the show. I thought the first season of that show was actually really good.
The first season was. The second
I don't even think I watched the second.
fell off
Dave-
the rails.
David Gordon Green is going to direct, and they think it will surprise all the skeptics like us. It doesn't directly say that the film will disregard the other four films in the series, blah 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 blah, but it hints that it'll be far removed from those entries.
I hope it has like the kids from that Truth or Dare movie they did. Like I hope it has that.
I think it's bullshit that you would ignore Heretic, The Exorcist 2. That is
Yeah.
an outstanding film.
We should do that.
It's
sometime.
canon, man.
We should do that.
sometime.
That could be for like 225. That movie is painful.
It really is.
I
That's
think
so
it's a high
weird.
bar, and it's a challenge to do a movie. Remember, most of the audience coming into this, 95% of the audience who will, if we do our job right, come to see this movie will not have seen the first Exorcist or even have heard of it. So he's banking on kids not knowing what The Exorcist is.
The youngins.
Who the fuck doesn't know what The Exorcist is?
There's more than you think. You know, we're grizzled veterans here.
I bet a lot of them haven't seen it, but they're aware of it from parodies of it.
Right.
Yeah, they came out with like the two prequel movies, like what, 10 years ago?
I think this is actually a sequel to Repossessed with Leslie Nielsen and
I hope.
Linda Blair.
See, the problem is this generation of kids are godless, so they're going to have no ground to base anything on. There'll be no fear because, like, they don't fear hell.
Yeah.
They're busy partying. They don't care.
We're afraid that their phone won't get service.
Exactly. I can't take a Belfie.
Tim, so you said it. I almost forgot about those prequels. What a fucking disaster that was when they released those.
That was a disaster. I didn't. I actually liked the one. I get them very confused though.
The Paul Schrader, the boring one, or the stupid one? The first one they released was the stupid one.
The one they released was a stupid one, but then they released like it was really slow.
Yeah.
But I actually enjoyed it. From my memory, it's been like 15 years or whatever since I saw it, maybe even more. It came out like early 2000s, right?
Which one? The revamped Exorcist?
No, it was called Exorcist Dominion was one.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, because they
And
shot
trash.
the movie. They shot the boring one. Then the studio was like,
It was
this
like,
sucks.
fuck this. Yeah.
We're shooting it again. And that made the stupid one. And then that flopped. So then they released the boring one. And everyone was like, yeah, these both suck.
Who directed the one they released? Was it Harlan?
I think it was Rennie Harlan.
Yeah, I think it was Harlan.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one was just fucking terrible. But that was the one they released in theaters. I remember watching that and just being like, "This is awful." And then when the other one was that they put it out straight to DVD, and I remember.
More importantly, what was the Linda Blair movie? Was it Roller Boogie? I want a sequel to that
There's a lot of
takes
those.
place now and ignores any sequels.
I have to say, I got to go in the theater to see the original, Now I'm too young to remember. I was a child. But then remember when they re-released it with the Spider Walk that she did?
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes.
I saw that in the theater too. I've gotten to see both versions in the theater, which makes me fucking older than dirt.
I saw the Spider Walk one in the theater too. What was
I
that, like
love
99 or
the
something? They did that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
To me, it did not add to it. Again, it takes it so far off of like human experience. It's like, all right, now this is. Just
I got to see The
dumb.
Exorcist in the theater. I didn't give a fuck. I was so happy.
Yeah, really.
Okay. The other piece of news is kind of interesting. This fall, there is going to be a reimagining of Night of the Living Dead, but it's called Night of the Animated Dead. So basically, as a tribute to George Romero, a cast is going to do an animated version of it. The cast includes, let's see, Josh Duhamel as Harry Cooper. I think
Josh
that's
Duhamel. That's Fergie's
Duhamel.
husband.
yeah, the guy from Vegas, Las Vegas.
Good actor.
Dule Hill as Ben. Catherine Isabel as Barbara. That's American Mary.
Oh, okay.
James Roday as James Roday Rodriguez as Tom. James Roday is the dude from Psych with Dule Hill.
Okay.
Katie Sackhoff is Judy. Will
Katie Sackhoff. I fucking love her.
Will Sasso as Sheriff McClellan.
Will Sasso.
Will Sasso's awesome.
That's a comedian.
He can do voices. Shut up. Jimmy Simpson as Johnny, and Nancy Travis as Helen. This is a great voice cast. I'm actually psyched about this. And it's animated, so it's not like they're...
Yeah, no. I don't
think it's
care
gonna be
about that.
Couldn't give a fuck.
I'm going to watch the amusement park again when that comes out.
Tim, have anything to add?
Nope.
Great.
Don't give a fuck about that.
You guys would be great to do. You guys would be great to do improv with.
Just say yes. Nope. Not gonna. No, there's just I have no interest in because look, Tom Savini already gave us a pretty good version of Night of the
Fucking
Living Dead.
awesome version.
I really like that movie.
I don't need a
good.
cartoon.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. What's next?
I'm
What's
psyched for it.
next?
I think it's a great cast. I think
I want
you
to
all
see
suck.
porn version. Absolutely. Get me a good cast in porn.
Oh, there's
I'm
like
there.
1,000 of those already, dude.
Yeah, but I want one with like an all-star cast.
Bring Darcy out of retirement.
Shit, yeah. Exactly.
All right,
Whatever.
that's all the news that's fit to print.
Beautiful.
That's questionable. All right. On to the movies.
More beer.
We have such sights to show you.
Did you get your beer already?
I'm pouring in.
See, here's a good thing. I'm not in my bathroom, assholes, because my refrigerator is right over there. So I'm going to get a beer in a little bit. And I'm going to prove to you I'm not sitting on my toilet.
Yeah, you couldn't just have a beer sitting off camera.
Yeah,
That
how
would
would that?
ne-
How would that?
I never
prove
do that.
Anything, dude.
Like
I'm
you
gonna-
don't just keep your beers warm in your toilet water.
Yeah,
It's funny.
How do we know you don't have a mini fridge in your bathroom, you alcoholic?
Jack, when Jack would come over, we would do Monster Man. I mean, literally, we're in my living room. My kitchen was 4 steps away, and I would put a cooler in the living room just so we didn't have to make that walk.
It
to
was
the
very
kitchen.
good planning.
That's awesome.
Hey, it makes it colder too.
We would have just off camera would be like peanuts and beers and stuff like that.
And behind like any books on the table, just there's a
Yeah,
beer
it's
sitting there.
hidden.
Now we hide nothing. So, Jason, I know A, you're our star leadoff hitter, and B, hopefully you had a miserable time this week because your misery makes all of us happy. Like we'd love to watch you slog through garbage.
Well, I guess you're going to be kind of happy because this week got rough after some really good Omen movies. You know, they go down, but it's not a horrible drop off, you know.
Mm-hmm.
The fourth one I got to, and you know, it's not like an awful movie, but it's a remake. Oh, that's Wikipedia. That's not IMDb. Oh, there you go. You can look at that. It's not an exact remake. It's supposed to be a sequel, I guess, but it's just the same movie. A kid is supposed to be the Antichrist or something, and is being raised by her parents. It's a girl this time, and the mother is the main character instead of the, I can't remember his name from the first movie.
Gregory Peck.
Sam Neill.
Yeah. So
Somebody.
it's just the same thing, but it feels like a made-for-TV movie. In fact, maybe it was. I didn't actually look it up. So
Yeah.
everything is watered down. It's not as good. The music isn't as good. The acting isn't as good. It's fine, but it really didn't need to be remade this way. They call it 4, but it's just a remake. In the last 2 minutes, they try to say, "Oh, you're not actually the Antichrist. You're the daughter of Damien," and we
She's
removed
the bride of the Antichrist.
I don't, and then, whatever.
It's such a stroke.
The proper answer is, who gives a shit? Don't watch it.
Yeah. Wow. That movie poster looked terrible. That
Yeah,
image
and
there?
it doesn't help that I just watched The Omen a couple of days ago. So now I'm watching a remake of the same story 3 movies later. Like, fuck.
Well,
So
Spencer Ellis confirmed that it was made for television.
it definitely felt like it. So that makes sense. Thank you,
Probably
Spencer.
made for Bulgarian television, not necessarily American television.
So yeah, it's not like the worst piece of shit you're ever going to see. It's just like, go watch the first one. It's the same story. You're going to be much happier. Give it a pass.
Yeah, that's fine. Didn't even know it existed, and I'll pretend it didn't.
I felt like nobody knew. I remember when you said it, Jack, like a year ago or whatever. I was like, what? Omen 4?
Yeah, I only looked at the cover, and I think I watched the trailer, and I was like, I don't know about this.
Yeah, that was a good call.
Fail. All right, there, body on tap. I want to get you before you totally like ZQL out on us.
Yeah, it's coming.
I could see it.
That's what the ZZZ in Zombie is for.
I could
'Cause
see it in your glassy
I'm-
eyes.
I'm falling asleep. All right, so this week I watched a new Netflix movie that just dropped called Fear Street Part 1, 1994. I won't go into too much detail because we just decided before we got on the air that we're going to do I guess we're going to do all 3 movies that drop in one episode, but it's based on the R.L. Stein novels, young adult novels from like the early 90s. And even though I don't remember reading them as much as I did like the Goosebumps books, it definitely has like that same like aesthetic. Like it's, to me, they were always like slasher books, and that's kind of what this is. It's basically a slasher. It's got Scream vibes. A lot of Scream vibes going on in this.
I was going to say,
which
it looks like a Scream movie. It's very well lit.
Yes, the lighting is fantastic in this movie. But yeah, it has a lot of Scream vibes, but it's kind of like a supernatural slasher. And it's really well done. Honestly, like I loved this so much. I watched it twice.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, I watched it once and I was like, because I watched it without my wife, and she's like sometimes into horror stuff. And after watching it, I was like, she's gonna really dig this. This is just so cool. The story's awesome. The acting is pretty good. I mean, there's some dialogue that I don't think a lot of people will appreciate. But after watching it the second time, I could tell like a lot of it was intentional. And but the writing is really good. Like from the story, like it's just it hits so good. And like I said, it's just well done, and it has everything in it. It's funny, it's super violent, which I wasn't expecting. Like some of the kills in this were like, holy shitball, this is pretty intense. So yeah, I fucking love this. This is probably my favorite thing I've seen all year. In terms of horror, yeah, I know. Like I feel like I'm hyping it up, and you guys are gonna be like, "What the fuck are you talking about,
Child? What are you talking about?"
But like this was fucking awesome, and honestly, it's probably one of the best things Netflix has ever done, at least in the horror genre.
My expectation of this just tanked.
Yeah,
we're done.
I mean, look, Netflix doesn't have a great track record for horror stuff.
No.
At least like movies, right? I mean, TV shows, they've got some good stuff, but
yeah, their movies are typically not very
And
good.
even this, so like what they're basically doing is 3 like 2-hour movies that all are tied into each other. So you'll see when you see it how they're going to tie into each other, because they do like a really good job of kind of explaining that as the movie goes on. And yeah, I mean, I watched it twice. I might even watch it a third time. I don't know. This is crazy.
How many times have you watched Blair Witch 2?
I think about 3 times, 4
You
times.
need to get a hobby that involves the outdoors.
No,
Got to get you doing something else.
sunlight. Nah, it's not.
You mean like a normie? What's wrong with you?
You can do something in the dark. You can go look for night crawlers at the beach or something. Find something.
I mean, I could stream Netflix outside. I guess that's a possibility.
I've done that in my yard.
So there was one reason I was really looking forward to Fear Street. I have never read the books. I didn't even know this was coming out until maybe 2 weeks ago. I was looking up this director to see if she had done anything else. Lee Janiak. I don't know if that's how you say her name.
Jenny.
She did an awesome movie 7 years ago called Honeymoon.
Mm.
Oh, I love Honeymoon.
Dude, Honeymoon's great.
Yeah, I love Honeymoon, and she has not done another movie since.
That's
So I was like,
crazy.
what the hell? And then I saw this Fear Street was coming out, so I've been super excited ever since.
Dude, honestly, this is so good. I was so happy watching it, and I honestly think you guys are gonna like it a lot. So
What's this? There's 3 movies, right?
yeah, so the first one's 1994. I think this the one coming out. They're releasing it on every Friday for the next couple weeks. So the
Right.
next one I think is 1978, and I think the third one is in the 80s.
Yeah. Okay.
But
Look, I'm down. I'll watch that.
Maya
I'm excited.
Hawke is in it. Is the other girl from Stranger Things in it?
she's I think Maya Hawke is in this one. The other girl from Stranger Things I think is in the 78 one,
Okay.
because I saw her in the preview. They show a preview for 78 at the end, and I think she's in that one. So but I don't know. I was super impressed by it, and it's I haven't seen like that good of a slasher in a while. Like we haven't gotten like, besides like, you know, the new Halloween movie and a couple other things.
Right.
This was awesome.
All right. Well, that's encouraging to hear.
Yeah, I'm excited.
People love it on Twitter. It's been getting good buzz.
We're shitting on a zombie cartoon, but we're all down for a kid's book made into a good slasher.
Dude,
Oh,
and
yeah.
that's the thing. Like the tone of it is like, I could see a 16 or 17-year-old loving this movie, but like they didn't pull any punches. Like they made this violent as fuck.
Right. All right. Cool.
Cool. I'm excited.
All right, Jack Summer. Is that your spy name?
Jack Summer. So, I watched a pickle-worthy little flick
Oh.
that Tim had seen a few weeks ago with Mr. Nicolas Cage in it, called Willy's Wonderland.
Oh,
God.
Nice.
You did that to yourself?
What's it
It's
free?
on Hulu.
Ah, there we go.
Dude, you got to watch Willy's Wonderland. It's exactly what Tim, what I asked you. It is exactly what I asked you. I said, is this the Banana Splits movie versus Nicolas Cage? And that's exactly what it is. There are demonically possessed animatronics in this rundown roadside attraction. Nicolas Cage rides into town and his car breaks down, so he has to work off the debt of the car getting fixed by working in this place overnight. And it's really a trap to get attacked by these demonic monsters, and then these other kids get involved. Nicolas Cage hardly says a word, if anything, in it.
He doesn't say a single word.
Amazing.
And just fight. It is a big, silly movie that you should watch, like Mandy, Color Out of Space, and this, and Mom and Dad, and just have yourself the best day of your life.
This movie is so ridiculous.
It
Well,
is
now that
ridiculous.
it's Hulu, I'll watch it.
Yeah, listen, it's on Hulu. Just watch it and enjoy it for a big, silly. I mean, silly. It is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Right.
Ridiculous.
Right.
But it's not like horrible. You just watch it going, wow,
Yeah,
how did this get made? Like it's,
exactly.
but it's
We got
fun.
Nicolas Cage to say yes. That's how it got made.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's fun. So I'm glad that I didn't go see this in the theater. I'm actually glad I didn't drop $6 to watch it. But Hulu, I'm in, baby.
I actually
Alright.
paid $6 to watch it.
So
I've been looking forward to watching this. I wasn't ready to spend $6.
So next time I'm on Hulu and not watching Bob's Burgers, I'll put this on.
It's entertaining. You know what else is on Hulu?
Happy Endings. Happy Endings is one of the best TV shows ever.
Oh, hello, Jack. Nice to have you back.
Come True. It's also on Hulu now.
Oh boy, it's all happy endings and
So
come
happy
true.
endings and come true.
Yep.
Wow.
So I'm not going to say anything else. I'm going to let it speak for itself. All right. Guess what I'm talking about tonight, everybody? I'm talking about UFOs, UAP, unidentified aerial phenomena. Because I had to watch this freaking series, and I didn't start till Saturday. I was like, oh my God, it's going to be hard to fit stuff in. But in my life, there's always time for UFOs. So I don't know if either of you have ever heard of Dr. Stephen Greer. He's kind of like he's a polarizing chap in the UFO community. And I will say, sometimes he makes a lot of sense. Sometimes he sounds like he's totally fucking nuts. But I've never really sat down and watched his documentaries. So I said, well, let me check out. I know the big one that he did like 4 years ago is Unacknowledged, an expose of the world's greatest secret. And I was like, all right, let me see it. It's a very well-made documentary. In fact, the very beginning is rough because they play What a Wonderful World. Playing the backup is all these shots of like wars and bombs, dead babies being sucked by the water as it's coming in off the shore. I'm like, holy cow.
What is this called?
Fuck.
It's called Unacknowledged, an expose of the world's greatest secret.
Okay, got it.
So this is, for people like me, this is UFO porn. And I think this is a nice intro thing if you don't know too much. But he's got a lot of, former military people on there and a lot of stuff papers that he's gotten from the Freedom of Information Act. And it's going through his theory that, like he doesn't say, is there a question that there are UFOs? There are UFOs because he runs this group that actively goes out and tries to communicate with them through a series of meditation and laser lights and stuff like that. This is where like you could come or go with him on this. But I do like his approach because his approach is these things exist. They're not here this isn't a future Independence Day. This is trying to make communication. So, I mean, if you love looking at like UFO, they got a lot of UFO footage out there and it's, it's this typical grainy, this could be anything kind of stuff. But if you like this kind of stuff, you're not going to move for an hour and a half. I mean, it's going to have you riveted and it's little more than what you get with the usual garbage because you get some really top-notch.
Fake news. I don't believe it.
It could be. Well, that might be explained in the second movie that I watched. So anyway, I would say watch it. It's on Prime, so you can get it. You don't have to pay anything for it. You pay for your Prime, you can watch this. And if you like UFOs, I think you're going to dig it. He doesn't. I will say in the documentaries, the two I watched, he does have a breakdown moment of crying. I'm like, this mother effer is the greatest actor. He's better than George Clooney. So
there's no crying in UFOs.
That's the actor you went with, George Clooney.
Yeah, George Clooney.
I don't know. Sam Elliott. How about Sam Adams? I love his beer. But I can't cry on command like that. I mean, even at a funeral, I have a tough time whipping up tears. But so
because you have no soul.
Pretty much, I don't.
I love this UFO stuff too. I don't watch as much as I used to, but one thing that always cracks me up is their obsession with anytime anyone who was ever in the military says they saw something. Like the guy was in the Navy. Like obviously he's not lying. Like, have you like what?
Yes.
The guy was swabbing decks on the ship for 6 months. He's not like the head of the CIA or something.
They have a guy who was in the military. His job was to take UFO craft that we have built on our own with some help from things that we've just recovered. And they abduct people and scare the living shit out of them in costumes and using deformed people and then drop them off. Yeah. So they create these false flag things of alien abductions and zipping around places to get people so afraid that we'll be all in if we ever want to blow them out of the fucking atmosphere. That's not the first time I've heard that theory before, but this guy, he was supposedly actually doing it.
That's crazy.
What's crazier, an alien abducting somebody and sticking something up their ass just because they like stink fingers?
Or some pervert
or Americans doing it. We would, because we're a horrible group of people.
That's true.
Don't
So-
lump me in with you son of a bitch.
Oh God, you're right there, you gun-toting lunatic. You beautiful bastard.
Oh,
All right,
God.
so check that out. And now I'm going to go to my toilet. You're going to hear me lift the lid off, and I'm going to get a beer out of the toilet. So, Jason,
All right.
you're up. City Ghost.
So I finished out my Omen. I was going to say slog because it's normally a slog, but this wasn't bad, except the last 2 days have been rough because the last movie for The Omen is the remake. But I just watched a remake the day before. So I've now seen the same story 3 times in a week. So I'm getting really sick of the Omen story all of a sudden. I went from loving watching the first movie to never wanting to see this story again. All right. I had completely forgotten this ever existed. I'm starting to remember when it came out a little bit, but I never had any interest in it, never watched it. And I finally did. And here's the thing. What are you showing?
Just so you know, I also had macaroni salad in my toilet.
Oh, that's good.
What is that?
Starving.
Gorgonzola cheese?
It's Amish macaroni salad.
Oh,
It's really good. I'm going to put up a barn when I'm done. I'm so psyched.
So anyway, I don't even really need to show pictures from this movie. It is a remake to a T. I mean, it's not Psycho shot for shot,
Close though.
it's very close. This thing, so it's
Mia
not a bad
Farrow?
movie. What's that?
Yeah, Mia Farrow's in it.
The cast is
Wow.
good, except the kid's not nearly as good as the original kid. He's not nearly as creepy, but so it's not a bad movie. It's really not. As
I
far as
told you.
remakes go, it's a better made one. I just don't see the point in it. I mean, it is the same thing.
What's the point of any remake?
Well, I mean,
Really?
if
They
the
just
movie
make it for
wasn't
money, dude. That's all they make.
Well, yeah,
it's
remakes.
like
exactly-
what what the
exactly
news
for money.
said. The kids won't watch the original.
Mm.
It's true.
I think movies like this die. And I mean, obviously, I didn't even remember this came out, but I do think it actually made a lot of money. So there is that for them.
did very
but-
well.
Like, again, it's not a bad movie, but there's no point in watching it. Go watch the original. It's a little better. It's better, but yeah, it's just one of those things where I'm watching it. I'm like starting to have trouble paying attention because I'm like, I literally know what's going to happen next, and I've never seen this movie because it is slavish to the original, which I guess means that the filmmakers really liked the original and didn't want to change it. But at the same time, it's like I know exactly what's going to happen to every one of these characters, and that is exactly what happens. So well made, good acting. I will never watch it again.
Well, it was released on 6606.
I remember that. I remember I was working at the theater when that came out. I actually had the poster for a while too. The poster was really cool.
I think I was actually in Spain when that came out, which is why I didn't see it or even know it existed.
Yeah. So yeah, like I said, it's well made. Everybody did a good job, but I mean,
I've had
it is a remake.
I've had it DVR'd since I watched the Omen movies, and I keep just like, not today. Not
You've
today.
already seen it, dude. It is the same.
I like it. It's worth watching.
I
though.
saw it a long time ago, so I don't know. I'll look. It's one
It
of
was
those
the weirdest
weeks where-
thing. I'm like, this is a pretty good movie. I just didn't care. It didn't help that I just watched The Omen 4 right before this,
Yeah.
so I just seen the same story
Good
again.
God.
So I'm done with The Omen. I feel like I saw some really good movies, and I'm sick of them.
You're not going to watch the TV series?
There's a TV series.
Yep.
No.
Good man. Good man. Stand your ground.
I'm done. Give me recommendations in the chat for what I should do next.
All right. All right, Tim A. Yep, you're still awake. Let's go with
Species.
you.
Still awake.
Species.
So I'm going to switch it up
Mhm.
and review something that's not quite as horror as I normally watch. I watched an offbeat comedy with horror influence in it. A little movie from 2014 called Life After Beth.
Aubrey Plaza.
Aubrey Plaza.
Yes,
Stinks.
dude, this movie was fucking awesome.
Oh yeah.
I love this movie so much. It was actually written and directed by a guy who co-wrote I Heart Huckabees, which is like one of my favorite movies of all time. I love that type of comedy where it's like really dry.
That's a rough movie.
Oh, dude, I love that movie. But anyway, like the comedy in this is like the exact same. It's super dry, but I was laughing hysterically the entire time. The cast is amazing. You know, Aubrey Plaza, John C. Reilly, Molly Shannon, Paul Reiser, Cheryl Hines, and Anna Kendrick. Like this,
Jesus.
yeah.
Dean DeHaan, you might want to mention.
Who?
Dean DeHaan, he's like the lead guy in this.
Oh yeah, the kid. Him, that guy,
The Green Goblin.
the Green Goblin from the lesser Spider-Man movies.
The lesser Green Goblin.
But yeah, I mean, this movie was just so much fun. Aubrey Plaza plays this girl who goes like hiking in the woods and dies, and then she mysteriously comes back to life. And John C. Reilly plays her dad, and like he's kind of like trying to cover up the whole thing the whole time. And the main character plays her boyfriend. He's kind of like trying to find out what's going on, and it just like it gets crazier and crazier as the movie goes on, and more hilarious. And I watched it on Tubi, so it's free. So if you want to check it out, it's on there.
Oh, Tubi, awesome.
But I mean, this is a solid movie, and I enjoyed it.
Nice.
I've never
I
actually
saw it-
seen this.
I saw it a long time ago, and I forget a lot of it, but I liked it. I think I remember.
I
that
think
much.
you reviewed it on here years ago.
Probably.
I've
Yeah.
watched parts of it. I've yet to sit down and watch it from start to end. So I gotta
It's
try
good.
it.
And I'll watch anything with Aubrey Plaza in it. Like she's
Me too.
so good.
Did you see Black Bear?
I did. I liked it a lot,
That's
actually.
a wacky movie.
I was gonna review for this, but it's not really horror. It's just like fucking strange and like super experimental. It's
Yeah.
like one of those experimental movies. Like you just
When that movie ends, you're like, wait a minute.
yeah. What the fuck did I watch? Was this a movie? Like who?
I
like,
couldn't get to YouTube fast enough to get a ending explained video.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell?
Oh, this is a mother moment for you.
No, because I enjoyed this one.
Ooh, shots.
I didn't
fired.
need Mother explained to me. They banged me over the head with that.
Mm. All
Listen,
right.
Thank you.
All right. This macaroni sounds really good.
But yeah, life after
I didn't get a
death.
chance to eat. I'm starving.
Fuck.
Should we get a sponsor? Should I say who made this? Oh,
No one's gonna. No one in their right mind.
Our good friends at
Signature Select, our good friends at Acme.
the
Anything
shop right. The shop right deal of the week:
Yeah.
macaroni and cheese.
We need James Karen.
All right, Tim. Just for you, I watched another stupid shark movie.
Nice.
This one's 2018. It's called Frenzy.
Hmm.
Now, remember the last one, Great White? I said that a seaplane like gets destroyed, and so that they're stranded out at sea now. This one, a seaplane crashes, and now they're stranded out at sea. But this one is this group of like YouTubers who go on like adventures and stuff are going to film like in some like forbidden area, so nobody knows where they're going and things like that. And there's like this big island rock thing out in the water that they're trying to get to, but their plane crashes and naturally there are sharks. And so remember how I said that the Great White was kind of a sci-fi channel kind of thing?
Yep.
That movie is like Citizen Kane compared to this movie.
Not according to Jason.
That's true. This is the
Pick something better.
Yeah.
Casablanca.
this is the Omen.
Citizen Kane.
The Omen
Suck.
1. It's the Omen 1.
It's the Tammy and the T-Rex.
There you go.
This is actually the sci-fi logo comes up on it. So it's got like sci-fi channel level acting, a lot of animated sharks jumping out of nowhere.
You're selling me?
Melodramatic. This is all for Tim. You guys, Jason, you want to watch a stupid shark movie? Go no further than this. This is dumb.
Are we getting like so bad it's good bad or just bad bad?
It's
can't-
sci-fi.
This can't be good.
This looks like we're getting bad movie with pretty girls.
Yes,
Yeah, there we go.
but again,
Sold.
like, Tim, I know Tim. You're like me. Like you'll just sit through a stupid shark movie.
I will. Yeah. If it's on TV and I see it.
So I got the Peacock app. And so
Peacock?
Peacock.
Get the
Wicked
peacock.
piss on Peacock. So
Hey,
it was-
what's the opposite of a peacock?
what?
A peacunt. Next, go on. That's from George Carlin. I stole that from
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
Carnegie Act.
So,
Jason's done. We're canceled. We're finally canceled. Thank God I don't have to do this shit anymore. I've been working hard, ladies and gentlemen, for years to get us canceled. So thank you from the bottom of my soul.
You've done it.
So again, I'm your guy for dumb shark recommendations. That's
Dude.
this week's pick.
Good for you, man. Good for you. Well,
Don't pay to watch that movie.
I'm your guy for macaroni salad recommendations and now UFO documentaries. I couldn't get enough Stephen Greer because I just love to watch him. So I watched his newest one, which was last year, Close Encounters of the Fifth Kind. Contact Has Begun. So basically, the underpinning of this movie is the deep state is doing shit that no president even knows what they're doing, and they are changing the narrative to UFOs are a threat. The word threat is used all the time. Now, look, they probably got this from the ATIP story in the New York Times in 2017 with the Advanced Aerial Threat Identification Program. I love that I can rattle this shit off. My
I
life
love
is
that you refer to
useless and
stuff.
worthless.
You refer to the stuff like the rest of us, like, oh yes, that.
Somebody out there does. Hopefully Ryan Sprague is listening.
Yeah, he's
We're
the
gonna-
only person.
We have to get him back on the show now that we had this
Yes.
bullcrap disclosure thing because I want to discuss this with him. So anyway, this is all about the changing of the narrative, and the only way to actually to disclosures already happened. So the only way to make this real is for the people to take control. And now I've said all the time with disclosure from the government, if the government's been the bad guy and lying to us for 70 years, why the fuck do we think that they're going to tell us the truth right now? And whatever truth they give us is just going to go, it's going to go through the sieve of whatever they want us to know to get a certain result out of us. Now, I've said that all along with this bullcrap stuff that they're putting out there. So this kind of fell in line with the way I was thinking, which makes it great. I like the fact that somebody is thinking the way I think and putting money into making a documentary. But you do get a lot of Greer's team over the years, and they're trying to communicate with aliens and ships and stuff, and they're interdimensional. And again, I was enthralled. This thing was like 2 hours long, or I think it was
Do you
over
wear
2
your
hours.
tinfoil hat when you watch these things?
No, but I do have a tin butt plug that I use. No, because
remember to oil that.
you protect the head, but there's other orifices that we know they like more. So you gotta jam that up because that's still get in there.
Sage advice.
That should be on a t-shirt.
Why do you think I carry this guy around?
It's a big picture of a butt plug. You
So you
can't
don't
probe me.
You don't get fried buried.
Yeah, exactly. We saw what happens. I think that movie was a documentary. I think we should take that movie seriously. So again, I loved it. I went down this UFO rabbit hole for about 3.5 hours, which made me very happy. But again, I like the fact, because if you watch the news, everything they say about UFOs, they always use the word threat. It's a threat. It's a threat. It's a threat. If they're doing that, there's a reason why they're doing that. They do everything for a reason. So it's trying to program you to think that these things are bad. So who knows?
So, out of a very mild case of curiosity, why is Stephen Greer considered controversial in the already nut job community?
Oh, this is
UFOs are
tough.
bad, okay?
It's tough because he's always kind of gone against the grain, where he believes in actively trying to communicate with them. So there's an app. You can get an app that's going to help you learn how to meditate and call them to you by using a series of vectoring in so they can find you.
Did he write this app?
What's your vector, Victor?
Probably someone else wrote the app, but he's in charge of it. He's part of this disclosure project that's been going on forever. But
So it sounds like he's managed to monetize the crazies.
Mm-hmm.
oh no, he has, and he's a compelling character. He's just like any cult leader. You'd be like, oh shit, he sounds actually pretty smart until
Was he on Rogan?
he wants to sleep with your wife. I don't know if he was on Rogan. There is a scene in this movie where Steven Tyler is telling Joe Rogan to watch Unacknowledged, and I'm like going, well, if that old stoner is telling you to watch it, maybe you should go away.
That Steven Tyler Rogan podcast was tough to listen to. I mean, that man's done a few drugs in his life.
Dude, he grew up
Few?
right up the block here. He goes right. He went to school with my mother-in-law. Doesn't say much. So again, but though, if you just want to have a good old UFO time, it's a well-made documentary because most of them are garbage and really tough to watch. So I thought quality-wise, it's actually good. Get to watch a grown man cry in each documentary. I think that's pretty good. That's pretty damn good acting.
That's what I like in my documentaries.
I want
Gotta
to
have it.
see grown men cry. You're not going to see any titty ghosts, but you're going to see a lot of other stuff. So
Well, you know where you are going to see titty ghosts?
where?
In 13 Ghosts. The
No!
2001 movie.
Ah,
That's the other thing I watched this week.
I was gonna watch this. I was so close to watching this week.
We didn't plan that setup, by the way. I
No,
like how
that's
that's
just
organic.
it was organic. So
I was
have not
wondering
seen-
where your name came from.
it was 13 Ghosts. I have not seen this since I watched it in the theater when it came out. I thought it was mediocre when I watched it then. But the thing everyone remembers is the giant titty ghost who's naked in the whole movie. Still
I
the
don't
best part of
remember
movie.
the titty ghost.
You don't remember the titty ghost?
No, I hated this movie, so I erased it quickly.
Well,
But there's like a naked girl ghost in this movie?
yeah,
Yeah.
she's naked the whole time.
That's right.
I should-
Monk is in this movie and Shannon Elizabeth.
I mean, it's got a good
Careful.
cast.
Matthew Lillard.
Matthew Lillard, yeah.
Matthew, yeah. I'm trying to be careful with what images I pull up.
Oh,
here.
Wait, I do remember now.
No, I don't know that. I
That's
don't know that
unheard?
We're just going to stop because I don't
I
need to
just-
get us removed from YouTube.
I remember that ghost, though. Okay.
So, in rewatching this for the first time in 20 years, my opinion is Actually, my opinion is a little worse. It's not a good movie.
What?
Titty Ghost is great. All the other ghost designs actually are really cool, and they do nothing. They kill like maybe 2 people after the opening scene. The opening scene, a bunch of people die from one ghost, but then after that, not much happens. They go to this glass house, which is stupid.
Yeah.
Like you can tell they just thought it would look cool, so they just came up with a glass house with moving stuff. Shannon Elizabeth always looks good, so you know
Yep.
you got that.
We've
Tony,
seen her in person, Jack.
Yep.
I hung out with her.
Amazing with her daughter.
really
Played poker against her once
Oh yeah.
Like- against
What?
Shannon Elizabeth.
Where?
in Atlantic City. I was in.
Wow.
I used to play like semi-professional poker, like in like the early 2000s.
What?
I would
Yeah.
never imagine this of you.
No,
This is mind blowing. Never.
yeah, used to play semi-professional poker, and I got to play in a tournament, and I was seated next to her, and Andy Dick was there too for some reason. It was like a really weird night.
So you want to show us on the doll where he touched you?
Did he mind the stepchildren like in old school?
Was Shannon Elizabeth good at poker?
She's a professional poker player now.
I didn't know that.
You didn't know that?
Yeah. Believe it or not, my fan club subscription ran out last year.
Wait,
So I'm
her and Jennifer Tilly.
Yep, Tilly's a professional poker player.
She's
too.
amazing.
well, that's
like-
very interesting.
She would beat me every time.
Yeah, Tim, you have that vibe like Edward Norton in Rounders.
Yeah, definitely.
No, I'm getting
Worm?
I got like a
Yeah,
go,
Worm.
worm. I got like a go fish vibe from Tim. So this is shocking to me.
Yeah.
Why
you
did
know
you
about
stop?
Rivers?
Story.
Pay that man his money.
Pays that man his money. That's a great movie, dude. I love
I love that
Rounders.
movie. I don't
Why
even know
did
how
you
to play
stop,
poker, and I love it.
Why'd you stop playing?
It's a long story.
You got
Okay.
a life.
Well,
You got a wife and a family.
He had broken legs, and
Anyway, so 13 Ghosts. Matthew Lillard does nothing. His character does nothing, even though he's supposed to be like a semi-hero. You take him out of the movie, nothing changes.
He's waiting to be Shaggy.
I
He
saw
talks
that
about-
movie in the theater and walked
I
out
did.
very
I did too.
disappointed.
Yeah, I saw it too.
That came out when they redid The Haunting. It was like, what?
Yes.
You guys just shitting
this
on
was,
these.
This
great
was a
movies.
rough time period for theatrical releases. But like, Lillard's talking about these spells on the walls that, contain the ghosts, and they hinted all this arcane stuff going on, but they never use it in any way, shape, or form. He doesn't know any spells. He just basically overacts through the whole movie. The CG is brutal. I remember it not being good when I saw it in the theater. It is rough to watch now.
Did somebody get like cut in half by a sheet of glass?
Yes, super
Yeah.
cool death, and that's it. So the movie starts pretty good. The opening scene is very Jurassic Park like, where they're catching a ghost, and you're thinking, okay, this is going to be a fun movie. And it's just a very gradual decline throughout. So you get to the end where it's just bad. So it's a shame. Like I said, I never loved this movie, but I always remember thinking it was fine. But Titty Ghost, that's the reason to watch.
I like the original 13 Ghosts. I saw it in the theater during Halloween season a few years ago with House on Haunted Hill. That was a great double feature. So you got to really
before Tim.
I was gonna say a good double feature for this remake would be a Ghost Ship, because it has like a similar vibe.
The Ghost Ship is actually good for a little while.
I love Ghost Ship.
The beginning's amazing.
Oh, the beginning's like one of my favorite scenes.
Best opening for a movie ever, and I remember nothing else because I hated the rest of it. I remember nothing else from that movie. But damn, that opening was good.
Yeah.
So
I remember we used to watch that on like loop, like when it first came out.
The intro.
Yeah. The
That
opening
was
scene.
so good. It was like that movie, that John Candy movie, Summer Rental. Started out so good, and when they got the regatta, so bad.
Jack Chester.
You got to watch it, Jason. Summer Rental, John Candy. Check it out.
Great
You just
movie.
said it sucks.
But great half a movie. Good base. Good base. You'll see.
I have never seen that.
Oh,
All
my
right.
God. It's summer. Watch it.
It's so good. I love John
All right.
Candy.
Tim, I'm going to think you read a book.
I did read a book. I read a novella in one sitting because it was so fucking good. To Be Devoured by Sarah Tantlinger.
And you devoured it.
Have you guys heard of this?
Yes.
Nope.
It's amazing. You guys should put it on your TBRs. It's about this woman who has like this obsession with carrion. Like she wants to know what carrion tastes like. So there's like all these vultures like circling her property, and she has like this weird like she wants to taste dead things, and it kind of sends her down like this very strange and just like this weird path of self-discovery, and also their mental illness is at play, and it kind of weaves in and out of like this surreal trippy narrative, which I like, and Jason, I know you like too, so I think you would dig this a lot. But yeah, and she has this girlfriend who like tries to help her kind of get over it, but things just get out of control. So
I'm sorry. I'm reading Michael Clark writing Carry On My Wayward Son.
yes.
He beat me to it. He beat me to it. I was reaching for the keyboard when he posted.
Sheridan, hold my carry-on bag. That's awesome.
Nice.
I love you people.
I love the puns. But yeah, like this was so good. I know a lot of people were raving about this one, and for good reason, because it's really good, and like the prose is beautiful, and it's just such a good story. And like I said, I read it in one sitting. I think it's only 100 pages long, and
So that's
checking out.
$5 ebook for 100 pages. That is rough.
I do. It.
You know what?
I spend more money on fucking Shamrock Shakes. So
Yeah, I mean, dude, a 4-pack of
Fair point.
that's like a quarter. That's like a beer. That's like a craft beer.
I'm not.
that's one craft beer exactly.
I'm not sacrificing my Shamrock Shakes for no 100-page novella.
Well, you're missing out then, sir.
I would. I'm gonna check it out.
A regular
Yeah,
shake, maybe. But if in March, I would never do this. But after March, I would totally do it.
Yeah, I'm in the middle of The Stand again. The extended version. So I'm gonna need some novellas to like cleanse my palate.
Yes. Yeah, this is worth it.
I just finished a book today, so maybe I'll start this next. That does look good. Nah, my TBR is huge. People will be pissed if I start reading other shit again.
All right, Jack Summer.
Well,
get?
I was away last week down in Florida, so I had actually some time to read myself.
Get out of
So
here.
one of the things I read was this little baby called Twisted Tainted Tales by our pal Janine Pipe.
Look at that book that you did
Whoa.
not buy.
I told you I bought the Kindle version, and then she sent me this.
I didn't
She
buy
rules.
a copy of it either, and she gave it to me. So this time, Jack, it's not
This-
on you.
This is a good one to have though, because all of us are like mentioned in this book as like acknowledgments, but also like as characters and stuff like that.
Yep.
Which I had no idea of any of that. So like I'm literally sitting there, and one point, like my sister's next to me, like playing on her iPad, and I just go, "Hey, read this last line here," and she's like, "What the hell is this?" And I'm like, "I know this author."
Yeah.
Um,
No, it's cool. That's a definite Final Guys novel right there.
This is this was a great travel. Like I read some of it on the plane, then I was like sitting out on the back porch having a drink, and it's a bunch of short stories kind of framed as like an 80s mixtape.
Yep.
And there's vampire stories and werewolves and a bunch of other stuff. You could tell Janine loves horror, and she likes to reference horror movies and books, and she even after each chapter gives like little notes on where it came from, her inspiration and stuff like that.
Yes, I like the notes in there.
Yeah, I did too.
It's a lot of fun. It's so funny because it reminded me of the kind of stuff I would read like from the library when I was a kid, but this has way more like gore and sex and stuff in it than any of those things. I actually said you could, if you tone this down, this would be a great YA book, but it's a great like short story book for grown-ups instead.
Dude, if you got to join her Patreon, because if you join it, she's going to write a story where you're killed, and she kind of gets to know you to figure out how you'd like to be killed. But I've been killed in I think a couple of things now. I was just killed in somebody else's story, but she pulls no punches. She goes
Her
places
stuff's
where
fucked up,
where a lot of guys won't even go anymore, and I think that's fucking awesome. And I hope she never pulls a punch. Just go for it.
It's a lot of fun. They're short, quick, well paced. They're engaging, and fun is the main word for this because just go in like a lot of them are really quick. She's not afraid to kill a character.
No,
but like I said, if you're taking a summer trip, I think this is a great companion for it. So well done, Janine. Go out, people, and buy this bock.
How what'd you think of the interior formatting on that baby?
That's all
I
right.
Nice.
could not help but notice here
I've seen better.
credits formatting Jason
Sinister
Brandt.
Entity.
Hunter, like you sign your blurb, and then at the bottom there's credits for the blurbs, so you're like on it twice. So
I'm everywhere.
I didn't see that. That's funny.
I'm everywhere.
Tim Meyer and Hunter Shea on the back here.
Yeah, look
with
at that.
blurbs,
Side by side.
Jason's. So I'm looking at it going, I'm like, oh wow, like there's 3 final guys on the back of this. One of these things is not like the other. And then later on, I'm like, I see my name, I'm like, hey, I made it into the book, woohoo!
Yay!
That was cool. So that was an
Yeah.
added bonus, and it's funny. I had no idea, so that was a blast. But like I said, I had a lot of fun with it. So
I love that book for a very specific reason. Jack, remember years ago when we met Tim?
Yeah.
A long time ago with his little House of Mirrors book. Was that the name of the book?
yeah, great book.
And I was like, this fucker can write and everything. And now I got a little blurb next to Tim on a book. I said, that's fucking awesome.
That is awesome.
Like, I love those things that, we all grow as a little family.
You guys done jerking each other off? What's
Nope.
next?
Yeah, I'm done with my macaroni salad, so I got nothing else to do. All right. So I got a book. So I'm going through these paperbacks that I bought at this used paperback store. Jack, I have found a vampire book that you, even if it was made to a movie, would tell it to go take an effing hike. This is Dracula Unbound
Is this the sequel that?
by Brian Aldiss.
Oh, okay, that's not what I'm thinking.
So this is the guy who wrote Frankenstein Unbound.
Oh, okay.
I should have known this was a sci-fi book because I think I got it from the sci-fi section, but I saw Dracula. I thought it was maybe misplaced. This, I like when you take a big swing, though. This dude took a big swing. So this is like Jonathan Harker, but I think he's got a different last name. And he's married to Mina. They have an adult son named Larry. Larry! That's really what you're going to go for? So Larry is an alcoholic and living in the shadow of his adventurer dad. He's kind of like an Indiana Jones type. And a professor that he knows digs up some ancient body that's a vampire, and they eventually take a fucking time train, like an old-time steam engine, but that goes through time.
The fuck?
Here's the sci-fi part. And the train is full of vampires, and they're battling Dracula in the now and the past, and he picks up Bram Stoker, and Stoker and his gardener help them go to the future. The future to get like this bomb to go to the past to blow up all vampires, so that way they're not a scourge on the earth. Motherfucker!
What did you just say?
This sounds amazing.
It sounds it, right?
Yeah.
No. This is not good. Brian Aldiss, by the way, has a pretty good catalog of books. I'm sure he's got lots of fans out there. This book is like 30 years old. This is the worst thing I've read all year. I had a hard time. This was like swallowing Ipecac every time I had to pick it up and read.
What makes you keep going?
Because I spent $1. I want to finish reading this damn book.
That's a blurb if I've ever heard one.
He's probably out there going, "You son of a bitch, who are you?" I'm like, "Your shade, motherfucker."
I hope he's signing at Scares this year for some reason.
So I hope he signs this, and I want to say, can you sign anyone else's name other than your own? I did not like it. It was. I appreciate where he was going. It was the execution and the pure stupidity of it that I was just like, "What is this? What is this?" But I did learn, and I researched it after that Bram Stoker had a loveless marriage or a sexless marriage, and would frequent ladies of the night in the streets of Ireland and England, and he got syphilis for all his foibles. So that was kind of cool.
Stoker the poker.
And they wanted to get Stoker to like modern day time to fill him up with penicillin. Like that was one of the goals.
What?
I kid you not. There's at one point where they're in like the future, and like Jonathan Harker, whatever his last name is trying to release this bomb and facing Dracula. Bram Stoker is in with his gardener in this underground like fucking hydropod place growing shit, playing cricket. I'm like, what is going on here?
Sounds amazing.
This dude must be into fucking psilocybin to no end to write this book. So good for you for writing it.
Not gonna lie, you had me super interested in this.
Yeah, I feel like I have to read this now.
I will bring this to Scares. This never made it to the bathroom. It was not worth any of my twos. So
it was crappy on its own.
Yeah, it didn't need my crap. So I'll bring it with me.
Oh, wow. All right. I have a book I'll say really quickly so we can get to the main feature. I read Blue World by Robert McCammon.
Ooh,
Great I love that book.
Collection of short stories and the Blue World novella. I loved this. I think I had more fun with this than any of his novels, and I've enjoyed some of his. I don't love him on the level you guys do, but I really enjoy his work.
Did you read Boy's Life?
I did. Yeah.
Okay.
His short stories, particularly at the beginning of the book, really reminded me of like coked up, crazy Stephen King stuff. You know, like there was just some crazy shit going on at the beginning of these books or the beginning of these stories I really liked. You know, one or two in there that, like any short story collection, that maybe aren't as good as the others. And then it just ends on this crazy ass novella, Blue World, about a priest who falls in love with a porn star and starts stalking her and then gets involved with her life. And he's having this crisis of faith while he's dealing with her. And I'm just reading it thinking, how am I so entertained by this? I read the whole story, just lying in bed, whole novella, one go. And I read very slowly, so it took hours.
This is because you said this would be my friend Hunter if he took up the collar, and this is where it would end.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
And by the way, Chad Lutsky says, have you read Gone South? Gone South is fucking brilliant.
I have not read Gone South yet.
All
It's
those
amazing.
books are brilliant. All of them.
Not no,
Yes.
but all of his books are good, but not brilliant. Gone South is brilliant.
I disagree.
Well, maybe I'll
Wow.
read Gone South then.
You better
Blue
come
World
upstairs and
is
fight
awesome.
this.
If you're looking for short stories, this is a great read. I absolutely loved it.
What have you read by him? Like, what novels have you read?
I'd have to see the titles now.
Swan
It's been a
Song?
couple years. What's that?
Swan Song.
Yeah, Swan Song. That's the one where they start getting growths on their face in the
Yep.
apocalypse, right? Yeah, I
Mhm.
read that. That was a good book.
A Boy's
Yeah.
Life, which I could read that every
Oh God,
every
so-
year.
I read one of
Brilliant.
his newer ones too. Didn't he have an alien invasion one?
He's had a
Oh,
few new ones that I
the
wasn't crazy
border. The border. I
about.
like the border.
I hated.
I like the border. It was okay. It wasn't his best, but it was okay. I wholly recommend Mine. I feel like that's a
Oh,
super,
Mine.
super underrated McCammon book that nobody talks about, but
Yep.
holy shit. Apparently Frank Darabont has the rights to that.
Well,
I
wow.
like that would crush.
Come
Like,
on,
that would be
Frank.
amazing.
You're not
apparently,
young anymore.
Would work with
apparently
Frank
there's a I know. Well, apparently there's a script and everything. He just there's no like money or like backing behind it, but that would be amazing.
Yeah,
So
mine
good.
would be great.
Stephen King should just fund Frank Darabont. He should just give him money to make his movies.
Yeah. Like what the fuck?
Everything he does based on King's work is just gold.
I mean,
No.
the guy makes $30 million a year. You would think he'd be able to just like fund his own shit.
I think they should give it all to Mick Garris.
I would agree with that too. I don't care. I'm in.
So
You're-
Black
you're
Summer season
drunk
2.
on
We ready
NyQuil.
for this?
Yeah, let's do it.
Black Summer
It's getting fucking
2.
late. Let's do it. I gotta go.
Yeah,
to
let's
sleep.
do this.
You like scary movies?
Uh-huh.
What's your favorite scary movie?
I don't know.
You have to have a favorite. What comes to mind?
Black Summer, the zombie series on Netflix, came out, I feel, 15 years ago.
Yes.
Took the world by storm and showed us all how good a zombie movie series could be. So, who knew that there was I just always assumed it was never coming out. Had no hopes for it. And then just like, it was like a couple of weeks ago, I'm like, wait, there's a second season. It's coming on Netflix. So, we made the decision because Jack was out, but you'd already watched it, Jack, and I didn't want to give you any added pressure because you were traveling. So I thought of you. Remember, I love you. So I thought of you. I said, all right, let's watch this. I hadn't watched any. I think Jason had already finished it, and I'm sure Tim watched it in less time than it took to actually watch it.
He
'Cause
was
that's how
busy
he does
watching
it.
Fear Street again.
It's a 4-hour miniseries, and he watched it in 2. I don't know how. So, Jack, you're the master synopsizer. Why don't you
This
tell us
is-
about this thing?
Black Summer 2, Blackerer Summerer.
No, it's not summerer at all.
No, it's actually Black Winter.
Yeah.
So this sucker picks up after season 1. And some of our characters are heading north into the mountains. So we are getting into winter terrain. And it is, again, a series of small stories told from different perspectives involving people's fight to survive and fighting over the resources that are available, including a house and a plane that people keep seeing fly over them. That's about all I want to say.
Yeah, there you go.
And
that does it.
they continue the tradition of showing you multiple perspectives from one incident, which is
Right.
awesome.
Do any of you have a concept of what the time lag is between the first season and this season?
No.
I don't think it's that long because they all
Well,
went.
the first one was summer, so I guess like 3 months, maybe. We got to get through fall.
3 months. Yeah. I
6
guess.
months?
Yeah, it was weird.
I don't know.
The crazy thing was when this started, I forgot literally everybody but Rose, the blonde mother.
Same.
Nobody else rang a bell with me. I was like watching it like I've had like dementia. Oh, this is a nice new show. Tim, I want to hear your thoughts on this.
I really enjoyed this. I love like the action in this movie. I mean, one of my complaints, I guess, with the first season, and I don't really remember it that well, but I did feel like it was almost all action and like no story really. Like there was like no like character development. It just felt like very like action, go go go,
Yeah.
which I like. Which I liked. I mean, I did enjoy it for that.
Be like, oh, that schlubby guy can really run.
Yeah,
That guy can really run.
but I mean, this season felt a little bit different, and they did do a lot with the character development, especially with Rose, who's played by Jamie King, who does a phenomenal job, by the way. Like she's so good. Like, why isn't she in more stuff? Like, everything she's been in, she's been amazing. And
I don't know.
I don't know why she's
like half the Irish girls down the block from me who will kick you in the balls and take your wallet and make you buy a drink for them.
Oh, she's so good. But yeah, no, I really love the like Jack said, like how it kind of like it's one sequence, but like you follow somebody until they die and then you pick up and then it's like somebody else. And even though it's not one continuous shot, it feels like one continuous shot.
Yeah, they edit it to make it look like it is.
Yeah,
amazing.
which is cool, and I love that. And it's kind of super original, at least for the zombie genre. But yeah, I really enjoyed this. I mean, I don't really know how you could not enjoy it, because it's just fun. It's just fun to watch.
Right. All right, Titty.
I loved this season. I really liked the first one. I remember there was a big time jump going into the last episode that kind of threw me off, but I thoroughly enjoyed it. This one it's everything I can remember from the first season, but better. Like the long shots, they did great camera work in this. They really made the intensity of the zombies feel like, how do you survive this? Because people turn so quickly. They're super fast. They're super strong. I thought all that was done well. And what gives it the biggest edge is that they will kill any character at any moment. They'll spend a half an hour with someone straight and then just kill them off in the blink of an eye.
Yeah.
And I dug the hell out of that. I thought this was just an outstanding season of an outstanding show. Really only just one episode that I was like, let's get something going here. But otherwise, I thought it was just really good.
That might have been my favorite episode too. Is that the one where they're in the mansion and stuff? And
The Lodge episode 7.
One that ends at the lodge, but they're in the woods the whole time. It's just two guys.
Oh yeah,
It's the only one
that
that-
too. Actually, I like that a lot too.
That was episode like 5, I think.
Something like
Yeah.
that.
That
It was
was
the only one
good.
that played forward. All the other ones skip around in time, and that one just
Yeah.
played straight through. And I was like, okay.
That reminded me of The Sopranos with Chris and Paulie Walnuts and the Pine Parents.
Ketchup.
Yeah, eat the ketchup packets.
Great ending to that episode, though.
yeah.
All right, Jack.
I loved the first season. I love this season. Oh my God, this is so good. I don't know why this isn't getting more publicity.
Yeah.
Nobody's
hype.
talking about this, and that's why I'm glad we're covering it here. People need to watch Black Summer. It's so good. And in the tired zombie genre, you can still make good zombie stuff. Like I keep saying, Kingdom. If you tell a good story with good characters, and like I said, this tells like a small story. It's not this big sprawling epic thing. This is just people like getting from point A to point B to point C, and trying to survive. So I loved it. I think this is one of the most like realistic. What would it be like if this happened in the world? Kind of things. Everybody is living in shades of gray. You're actually scared of the zombies because you turn quick and they just run at you and they'll burst through a door.
Good God. I want to talk later about the rules with Jason.
Okay.
There's zombie rules here that I think are broken often, but I want to talk about that.
I like it.
The first season had, I think, Jason, maybe you were alluding to this, I don't know, kind of some bottle episodes that felt a little bit more like a traditional TV show. Like there's one in a school. It's kind of Lord of the Flies-y.
Yep.
That felt a little bit, I don't know, gimmicky. I loved them all, but that's where I was like, this is veering off of kind of the realistic path that it's taking, but it was still really cool. This one was a way more contained story and didn't really do any of that kind of stuff. And even the episode you're talking about, you learn so much about the character that I was loving every minute of it. So, I mean, I just thought this, continued a story. I mean, I forgot so much of what happened, and it was hard to find like any sort of recap stuff to get caught back up. But because there's like a character that you see at the very beginning that was like, wait, is that the guy from last year? I had
Yes.
a, you know,
Yes, it was.
Yeah,
I had to
no,
go back
it was.
to. I was like, who the fuck are these people?
so overall we can get into it. I way thumbs up. I really like this.
Yeah, I was a big fan of the first season because I'm zombied out. It takes a lot at this point to get me going. I went to this. I'm like, all right, well, let's see. I forgot everything, so I feel like I've been kicked in the head by a mule of the first season. But let's see. This movie just rocked. This series. The tension is non-stop.
Yep.
First of all, nobody does running in peril like this season. Nobody.
Yep.
And it's like, oh, this is the guy. Oh, nope, he's dead. Oh, that's the person we're supposed to like. So you don't know. And I was tense even in the. This is where they did it. Even in the quiet moments. So that episode 5 with the two guys in the woods, tense the entire time. Episode 7 in the lodge, which I think was brilliant. That was to me the best episode in the entire series.
Yeah, I enjoyed that.
The tension that the daughter felt knowing that she can't be comfortable and her wandering around this old ski lodge. Jesus Christ. I mean, I wasn't breathing. I thought this was amazing. This is everything The Walking Dead should be. Go fuck your soap opera bullshit and throw it out the window and give us this. This is actually what people want. We don't want that crap that they're force feeding everybody on Walking
And 8
Dead.
episodes is plenty.
8 episodes. They don't have to be an hour. The British figured this shit out years ago. Hey, we're going to do a series. So this season is going to be 6 episodes because we've run out of that story arc in 6. This season might be 20 because the story idea took us to 20. Just go with the best that you have. Stop throwing in the padding. So this has 0 padding. There was a little more character development here. I agree, Tim, than the first season. But
Not necessarily through talking, though. A lot of it's just seeing how they're dealing with situations.
right.
I like that too. I mean, you get
too.
these characters' decisions that kind of build their character. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
The first season to me, I don't remember it that well, so I can't really like 100% comment on it. But like, I felt like the first series, it was just so all over the place, and it was very disjointed, and like I felt like nobody really survived in the first season.
That's why I was like, who are these people?
Like,
One of the great things about the first season is that last sprint to the stadium.
The stadium.
A bunch of characters that you've been with the whole time just get like killed,
Yeah.
like in a flash, and suddenly you're like, wait, what? Oh my, how did that?
Dude, wasn't the schlubby guy who should never have survived more than 3 minutes, but was a good runner? He was the guy in the very first episode, right?
Yes,
Yep.
that's what we're
All
talking about.
I thought so.
That schlubby guy is. Everybody watches Walking Dead, and they're like, "I'd be Daryl, I'd be Rick," and I'm like, "No, we'd all be that guy."
We'd all be dead in like
We
10
wouldn't even
minutes.
be that guy. He lived way longer than we would have.
Oh yeah,
In fact, his problem was he trusted a human.
yeah.
You see a pregnant girl outside your car begging to get in, you run her over.
Yeah,
Lesson learned.
That seems a great example of what I was talking about, killing characters. That dude made it through the whole first season, and then just it's like, what?
Yeah, but that's what I love. This is a series that doesn't fall in love with their darlings, and they'll kill them off at will, which puts stake. There's a stake in the game here.
Yeah, and there's no sitting around and giving your goodbye speech. Like you're just dead.
You're
There's
dead,
no,
and then you're screaming undead and running like a fucking lunatic after everybody.
Yeah.
Like
Yep.
this is
And-
a terrible world to have a shootout in.
There's
Because you're gonna die just from the secondary thing. Like, I killed that person who's trying to kill me, but now they're a zombie and they are really fast and angry. Now I'm done.
and then there's like we can be enemies, and then at one point like everybody dies in the shootout except one from each side, and they look at each other and go, "Well, we better team up with each other now because everybody else is dead." Like alliances will just change on the fly.
Yeah.
And you're right. The tension is because then nobody could trust anybody else.
No.
Yep.
Oh, so good.
We probably should get the spoilers on the early side on this one because
Yeah, this isn't a shock. We all dig this.
I mean, I think we already spoiled it. Everybody.
Yeah,
died.
we did a little bit there. So. Okay, so if you haven't seen it, get out of here. Go watch it because it's awesome. It's only 8 episodes. Spoiler alert.
Yeah, I watched it. I watched like 2 episodes on Saturday and the rest yesterday. It can be done.
It's so good. What were you gonna say, Tim?
I wasn't gonna say anything.
Oh,
No, I think it
before
was
the bell,
yawning.
I think you were gonna say
I
something.
think it was yawning.
I was yawning. Yeah, I'm trying to say that.
One thing I loved about this was the girl's Korean, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
They don't do subtitles with her until the end.
Yeah.
So it's like everybody else in the show. We have no idea what she's saying.
Mm-hmm.
And then
She can't understand them.
right. And at the end when she gets on the plane and finally somebody can understand her, that was just a wonderful moment in a show that just keeps hammering you and knocking your spirits out.
My
You're probably
problem was with that and that part. I'm like, give me more because I don't think we're getting season 3.
No.
I didn't know we were getting season 2. Who knows?
I don't fucking trust Netflix. I don't trust anybody anymore.
That's
So
true.
End it and figure shit out later if they gets picked up for a third.
well, they left it open if they do get a season 3.
Ugh.
And
Where does it go from here?
They close. Well, you've got the daughter story and the people on the plane story.
Yeah.
But if not, we've at least closed Jamie King and Spears stories. So
They're not dead.
Spears
Well, Jamie-
isn't dead.
Spears
died.
is, but not Jamie
Yeah.
King.
I don't think either one of them died, did it?
Oh,
Or
he's
no,
dead.
Spears.
Anna
Spears
killed
did.
him.
Spears died. Yeah, but Jamie
Yeah.
King didn't.
By the
And
way,
the,
Spears is an asshole. Jamie King is a stone cold killer, and he has the fucking daughter do it for him. I don't know.
not Spears. Ray, the like the guy who was an ex-cop. He was leading the paramilitary group. He was still alive, and Rose was alive at the end when the car pulled up to pick them up. So,
And the dude in the last episode who was running and battling all those zombies, one after the other, that was to
that was
me
amazing.
that was Train to Busan level of fucking mania, and I was all like scrunched up in my bed watching this, all tense as hell.
Was that guy still alive?
Yeah.
Yes, he survived. He
But
was on
his
dude was
story
a
would pick
stud.
up. Jamie King and the cop, they could be alive, but the way that the girl was like driving away led you to believe that Jamie King's dead.
yeah.
I assumed they were because she was just hitting the leg. I assumed they were both alive.
Spears told her to never leave her mother. If
'Cause
she
she
didn't
pulled the
get on
car
the
up
plane,
beside
she's
her,
not
so-
getting in a car. That's the way I look at it.
Yeah, I love that dude killing all the zombies by hand, like one at a time. I was like, this is so good.
Oh my god! And like he's running through those corrugated metal places, and there's barely room for his freaking shoulders at some point, and they're just on him. I'm like, oh my god!
I'd love to see the filming of that shot. It'd be like that one cut of the dead.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's
The choreography for that whole thing and the timing was amazing.
there was a scene in the lodge episode where the daughter was walking down those winding stairs, and the camera kept going around the stairs and following her. I was like, Jesus Christ, this is masterclass stuff that they're doing right now.
Yep.
And that this is an offshoot of Z Nation is insane.
So I heard that it actually may not be a Z Nation prequel.
But they say it even in the show.
Really?
What?
Yes, there's one point in the show in the credits where they go like something from Z Nation.
Well, the people who made Z Nation, I think, made this, but I read that it's not. So we can do more research on it because I did watch the Z Nation, but I thought that show was way lighter in tone than this.
Yeah, that was more of like a comedy, though.
Yeah,
Z
silly.
Nation. I like Z Nation. At least the first season was.
If you laugh at any moment in Black Summer 2, you need to go see a therapist. There's something wrong with you.
The amount of planning it must have taken to try to hide all the cuts to make it seem like one continuous shot. I mean,
Yeah.
You can see where they do it. The camera runs
Yeah.
into someone's back or at a door. You know, they're not invisible, but it does add an urgency to each scene because it's just run. Okay, you got 10 seconds
right.
to catch your breath, and then you're in deep shit because there's someone there with a gun now or whatever.
Well, then not only that, but then the next chapter will be that same exact scene from somebody else's point of view. So either they had multiple cameras going or they kept doing take after take and filming it from different
Yeah, I don't know.
perspectives.
One of my favorite stories in it is the guy who was in the giant lodge. No, I guess it was a house with his asshole mom and brother.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
gosh.
mom was such an asshole, dude.
Yeah.
What a
The
jerk.
brother's a complete psychopath.
Yeah.
And this dude spends the night up in the tree and he's freezing. And then he has to drag his dead relatives out of the house.
Yeah.
And you're
Yeah.
like, man, this poor bastard. And he's just
Yeah.
like barely getting along. And then they just kill him. You're like,
You're
fucking
done.
What?
Yeah. Did they even show him get killed? I forget. It was like,
Yeah.
I think he just
Yeah.
became a zombie, right? Or no?
No, they showed it.
They show.
Oh,
Yeah,
they
it's
did?
down in the basement. Yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
'cause they
because
get-
he gets shot. And
Oh,
she's
that's
just,
right.
She's like, "Oh, we're gonna get
Downstairs.
out of here," and she opens the door, and throws him down the stairs.
That's right.
That's right. She used him as a weapon.
What about
Yeah.
your daughter? There's no time. Boop. See ya.
Oh, it's good shit.
That whole house siege and the Korean girl is like handcuffed to the
Oh,
railing
yeah.
while it's going on. Oh my God, that was so good.
That was
Bananas.
intense. Yeah.
That's the thing. The whole show is intense. It's intense when it's crazy, and it's intense when it's quiet because you
Yeah.
never know what's coming. They mastered this.
So the episode with Spears and the other guy who he ends up knowing,
Mhm.
Yeah.
well, I really like that episode. And part
I
of the
love it.
reason was the tension between those two because anytime they went to sleep, I was like, is that guy going to try and kill him?
It was like they didn't trust each other, and like you didn't know who to trust really.
Yeah,
By the
see,
way,
I
they
liked it
drank
more once you found out they knew each other because that was to me when it got more tense. When the guy was just following him around for a while, I was like,
Yeah.
I like
No.
that too. By the way, they should have been way drunker. It's been a long time since they had a drink, and they fucking finished that bottle of
You
whiskey.
drink a bottle, you're fucking schmammered.
They're done. They're not running from anything.
How'd you
They're
like
just
that
playing there.
cult house they found?
Oh,
That
that
was
was amazing.
I wish we could have seen way more from that angle.
White person shit, as he said.
Mhm.
Oh, it was awesome.
Yeah, when they said what happened here, and he just said, "I'm waiting for you" or something. It's like, oh, damn.
And he didn't hesitate.
Nope.
Like, sure.
And then they paid that off again in the lodge. That was really cool.
Yes.
Yeah, I hope we get to see the guy who got on the horse and rode away. The guy who was in the woods with Spears. I hope we get to
Mhm.
see like more of him, but I'm guessing we probably won't.
You know who I was kind of happy
Well, did
to
he
see?
run? Did he go away, or was he the zombie in the room in the lodge? There's no way to know.
Why would I
Why
mean,
not?
I guess it could have been, but
Yeah,
I
they
think
could have
I
both.
feel
left
like
it
I
off.
feel like they would have showed us the horse.
Yeah.
I don't know. They're saving
Uh,
it for the season 3. We'll never see.
The guy who I didn't mind seeing go was the guy who led them to the lodge. And he
I
had a
loved
freaking-
him.
His accent,
crazy.
his voice was just so much though.
I like that he seemed like a complete bullshit artist the whole time, and it turned out he was telling the truth.
Right.
The only person telling the truth in his
He was
whole-
Yeah,
just
no,
so
he was
crazy.
a good guy and stuff. It's just his voice, and he kept saying things. You're just like,
Oh, he was crazy. And when he was drunk, he was really annoying. But that's half my friends. So it's all right.
And I loved when he just took off because that was like the smartest thing anybody's done on the whole show.
Yeah, absolutely.
Didn't work out for him, though.
Didn't work out for him.
So yeah, really, the last thing I have to say is just I'm with you. I do not trust Netflix. They cancel every show that I'm into, and I like.
Yeah.
They never give them an ending. It's just always some cliffhanger bullshit.
Right.
So I have zero expectation we'll ever see more of this.
And I feel like they put a lot of money into this. Like it looked like really good. Like
Yeah,
I like that. Like where did they shoot this? Like some of the locations, the apocalyptic locations, like looked
think
really good.
I think it's Canadian. I think.
Yeah, that's possible.
It looked remote enough to be Canada.
Yeah, and honestly, it's the most frustrating thing with Netflix with me, other than their movies tend to suck. Is I get into a show for 3 seasons and then they just cut it right in the
Well,
middle of a cliffhanger.
Mindhunter.
Maybe it'll get
Yeah,
picked up by
mine-
the it'll get picked up by the Peak Hunt Network in 2024. We will
Real
finish
quick though,
out.
we got to talk about the cop guy, the bad guy.
Oh my God, what a jerk!
Yeah,
He was really good though. That was a good
Yeah.
character.
You knew nothing about him,
But
really.
his speech, Dan, I was like, so he's like bitching on them about everything.
Yeah.
Like, you're the same. You're just that same jerk.
Yeah.
Dude, you killed everyone in the show. Like,
Yeah.
you're terrible. What's with this speech?
Yeah. You're an asshole. You
But
got
in
what
his
you
mind,
deserve.
he was the good guy.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah, I liked how he kind of built up this group of badass dudes, and they're just dying around him left and right. He cared zero that all his men were dying. Like,
Why did he
Right.
keep the Asian girl so long?
I don't know.
There's no reason to keep dragging her along as long as he did. That was the one thing I'm like, this makes no logical sense. I would have put a bullet in her head and walked away by now.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if he felt sorry for her or I don't know. 'Cause he was
wasn't sure.
merciless with everyone else.
Right. And she's serving zero purpose. You can't even understand her. So I wasn't
Yeah.
sure.
I don't
Whatever.
know.
I was glad she lived.
We'll have to
I
ask.
also I love this standoff kind of between Spears and Jamie King when they reunite.
Mm.
Yeah.
And basically, she's like, "Look, I'm doing what I got to do for my daughter." And then
And
I
fuck
did not
anyone who gets in my way.
see that ending coming for Spears at all.
Dude, I forgot
didn't
he
either.
was a recurring character. It took me a while.
Me too. Yeah, I was just like, all right, to pick this guy up along the way somewhere. I
Yeah.
forgot he was the dude in the fatigues in the first
Yeah.
season
Yeah.
who wasn't actually in the military. The only other thing that just popped in my head was the guy when the giant dude is with two women and someone else, and they find the drop of equipment, and then this
Yeah.
other guy just comes up and starts yelling at them to help him get it out of the
Sam
woods.
or whatever his name was.
I don't
What a
remember.
dick.
his
He
name.
was
And he's
one
just-
of the henchmen from the other team.
He's just screaming incessantly at every second he's on screen. I'm like, if they don't fucking kill this guy, I'm gonna lose my shit.
Oh,
And then they did. I'm like, thank
That scene
God.
was so great when they're pushing that thing up, and then the way it all goes to hell, and then
Yep.
again they get reunited, and the guy just sticks out his hand and goes, "Bygones," basically,
yeah,
right.
yeah, that was great. That man had them pushing that giant thing of goods up the steepest hill he must have seen in the whole area.
Oh, what a schmuck. How about why don't we take everything out of that giant crate and each carry one of those little crates up? Done.
No. We need him yelling at us
Because
incessantly.
that
for
giant
an hour.
crate only held about 6 little crates in it. Everyone take a crate and let's push it up the hill.
It's amazing.
But you know what? Not everybody can manage people. Some people are too dumb to get out of their own way.
It's good shit.
All right, so here we go. 4 thumbs up, 8 sweaty balls. So next week, we were discussing this before we came on the air. It's either going to be a werewolf. Should it be the werewolf movie? What's
Yeah,
it
I think
called?
it's gonna be the
Werewolves Within.
Yeah.
Werewolves Within.
New Josh Rubin flick.
All right, so that's right. Channeling your inner hairy member.
Well, after your favorite, what was his movie on Shudder?
Scare me.
Scare Me. Yeah, same
Scare
writer
Me.
director as Scare Me. So I'm sure you'll love it.
All right, and for those of you who really care, we're not doing the Purge. I voted for the Purge, so if you want
You
the
go
Purge, you're not
see
going to
it
get
and
it from these
report on
guys.
it.
Yeah. Why
I
don't you
will.
just do it during your curation?
Guess what? I will, jerks. I'm going to see it in the movie theater without a mask. So, ha ha ha.
Really told us.
I got to
Yeah.
prepare my immune system for scares I care.
I saw Jaws without
Yeah,
a mask.
you guys are gonna get so sick of scares.
I'm going to be totally fine. You know why?
It'll be worth
Because I've been at bars and movie theaters this whole time.
Rubbing your face on everything.
Everything.
Yeah, I've been
I'm
licking door handles the whole time.
I'm
fine.
sniffing people's butts like a dog. It's crazy.
You do that anyway, though.
That's how I know who they are. I can't tell facially. They might have a thing. I see your face. I don't know who you are.
Please end my misery. Get us out of here.
I just want to keep this going. Can we do this in another 26 minutes and just drop
No,
this?
I gotta pee and I gotta go to sleep.
You got to pee and go to sleep. Jason, you're tired. Jack, how are you feeling?
I'm gonna go watch Fear Street twice.
Good for you. All
Good
right.
choice. You're
I
gonna love
like
it.
All right, everybody. Thank you for watching Fun Guys. Remember to always like us, rate us, give us whatever you can, please, because we give this all to you for free. So, you can give us a free like or presents, whatever you want to do. Let us know. Thank you for watching. And next week, it's Inside the Werewolf. The Coming of W. What's the name of that fucking movie?
Werewolves
Within.
Werewolves Within. Here we go.
It should be called Inside the Werewolf, though, because that sounds amazing.
I like Becoming the W.
Coming of the W.
Can we write that book?
Yes, we'll get started tonight. Good night, everybody.
Peace.
See you.
Game over.